Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham briefing for Monday, the 8th of July, 2024. We'll start by looking at the synoptic as per usual, and this was the situation yesterday at lunchtime. And if we run that through midnight last night, you can see the trough and the convergence line have all moved away, and up to lunchtime today, it's been replaced by a warm front, which is above the surface, lying from sort of Land's End across into sort of northern France. And if you look out the window now, you'll see all the upper cloud that's associated with that front. And that's what's going to drive our weather today. This low pressure out just to the west of the Bay of Biscay is gradually moving towards the UK. And if we run it forward to midnight tonight and into tomorrow, you can see how that's moved in towards Southern Ireland. And it's going to be there for another day or two, I think. Spot winds then, just to the north of us, 1605 knots, to the south of us, 1405 knots. And then looking at the satellite picture, we can see this cloud that's on that warm front. It's already reached us. The upper stuff is actually there. You can see it out the window, and it's going to slowly thicken up, and eventually the precipitation is going to reach us, I imagine, around about lunchtime. So the rain radar showing there's one or two showers already made it into southern England. There's quite a bit of a gap between some of these showers, and we'll probably get some flying in this morning. But as I say, the heavier part of this rain on the front will be with us later on. And if we run the forecast for the rain through, there's sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's coming up to 11 o'clock there, 12 o'clock. You can see some of the showers are getting a lot bigger, and into sort of 1, 2 o'clock. And although it seems to be fragmenting, there's still quite large chunks of rain going to be coming our way. If we run that through to this evening, you can see behind the sort of showery, rainy weather we're going to have throughout the day, this evening is going to get quite wet, I think, from about 7 o'clock onwards. So the local forecast is reflecting that. It's shown the sort of cloud cover thickening up, and the rain starting around about lunchtime now. The temperatures today are not going to get much above about 13, 14 centigrade, I don't think. So maybe put an extra layer on when you're out in the airfield, because if you get wet, it's going to feel quite cold. The winds then starting off southeasterly, going around southerly, and then back to southeasterly again. So that's basically said that we're going to be on runway 16 today. Gusting is going to be a lot less than it was the last couple of days, so we should be fine out in the field. Just going back up to the chance of precipitation, a 10% throughout most of the morning, but from about 12 o'clock onwards, you can see those percentages are starting to get quite high there throughout the afternoon. So we'll just keep an eye on that. GFS are saying temperature about 17 with a dew point down somewhere around about 12. And if you look at the local weather, you can see the temperature has been rising since the early hours of morning, since the sun came up, but it's started to level off now. And this is, I think, the effects of the upper cloud blocking the sun getting to the ground. So locally at the moment, we've got about 14 centigrade with a dew point of just over 12. And looking out to the west, you can see some of the upper cloud is already there, but there's also some very, very low cumulus forming, probably around about 1,000 feet. So Odium, their TAF is saying 1605 knots, greater than 10K visibility with broken clouds at 3,500 feet. But temporarily, between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m., 6 kilometers and rain and drizzle broken at 1,800 feet, with a 40% chance that temporarily between about 11 o'clock in the morning and 7 in the evening, visibility down to 4 kilometers in rain and drizzle with broken clouds at 1,400 feet. And Farnborough is not too dissimilar. They're 1506 knots, greater than 10 kVs with a few 2,000 feet. and 40% chance that temporarily between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Down to 7 kilometers and showers and rain broken at 900 feet, and temporarily again between 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, visibility down to 6 kilometers and rain or showers and rain broken at 1,200 feet. So subsequently, you won't be surprised to see this picture from SkySight for potential flight distance, rather poor in the area where the front is approaching the south of England. Local forecast from SkySight shows cloud base coming down throughout the day until about mid to late afternoon before it starts to rise back up again. Top meteo is basically mirroring that. And if we look at the thermal projection, there's very little in the way of thermal activity down this area. So I very much doubt there'll be any sort of usable soaring today. No terms then. I'm only going to mention the local ones. 33 is Barton Stacey, and everything else that is round about us is kind of irrelevant, I think. So just bear with me 2 ticks. Let's move on to the daily briefing for the airfield. And here's the Odium cross section. You can see this as time goes by here, this front getting closer and closer. Around about 9 o'clock now, and we're starting to get some of this low cloud. As you can see, and that's just going to get worse and worse throughout the day. The upper clouds are going to be thickening up, and the showers are going to build up, and eventually we're going to end up with lots of rain. Not a great great picture for Lasham's flying today. So the bookings are as shown here, which basically equates to 1 K21 on book instructor flying in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. There's a K21 booked for solo flying in the morning, a K21 on the casual list. Patrick's got 1 booked for aerobatics, so we will need a tuggy out to give him a launch early on if we can get up high enough for him to do aerobatics. There's a K21 on the 5-day course, and there's 1 K13 available. Single seater wise, SH2, 3 and 4 and 6 are all available, and there is a K21 slot available, I believe. The Geodiscus 4 and SH8 are on a bronze to silver course this week. And just for those operating the Geodiscus, the batteries are here in the office if you wish to collect them at some point. They're on charge at the moment. Volunteer instructors are always required. Buggies and the management radios are working well, and the simulator is available, especially this afternoon if we end up back indoors because of the rain. There's 1 movement today. There's a 727 departing at 1400 local. We're setting up on runway 16, and it'll be light winds all day, but the approaching front with the rain that's forecast will probably stop us flying at some point. And then once the hangar doors are open, could we have the K13 Sierra moved to the workshop, please? John Hudson's already got that in hand, but he needs people to help him move it. It's, believe it or not, it's right at the back. So the airfield setup today, we're, as I said, on 1-3. We'll be winching to the east side and aerotowing to the west side. And that's pretty much it for the day. I'll see you out there on the airfield. I'd advise we get out early and start flying early because we may be stopped by the rain later on. Okay, so have a good day's flying. Keep it nice and safe. Make sure you have lots of fun. And thank you very much for listening in.